All right, ladies, I'm finna break down this method that some men use, and it's typically known as the 3-month rule. And before we get into it, I can speak on it because unfortunately, yes, I have done it. I know I was a shitty ass human being for doing it. It's super manipulative, but this shit is foolproof. This shit worked. And I'm taking full accountability for it. I don't live that life anymore. And if you can't change something, embrace it. So I'm gonna embrace it by giving y'all the game so y'all can peep up on it. So from the first time y'all make contact, this man is giving you, boom, 100%. He'll text you first and he's consistent with it. The compliments, endless. This man is in love with you. He think you're the most beautiful person on the planet. He's always available. You can random FaceTime him, and he's always picking up the phone. He tells you when he's going somewhere. He might even give you his location. Oh, he might even send you some money on. And this isn't just 1, 2, 3. No, he's consistent with it. That's the key, is consistency. That's what women fall in love with, consistency. And he'll fight through the phases you trying to play hard to get. Maybe you got certain boundaries from past relationships. He gonna respect them all. He might not even try to fuck. And now you think you done got the one. You think you done got the love of your life. You so proud of yourself. Oh, I stood on business. I never settled, and I finally got him. No, baby. Nah, this just a start. So now that he knows that he got you, boom, he dropping to 95%. But you don't notice because that 5%, it's not too much of a difference from what he was doing. And then boom, he drops it to 90%. And some women notice it. Majority of women don't. Most of the time, the delusion that you got from him putting in 100% is still in there. So y'all not really finna peep. And then boom, he drops it to 80. And you notice this one, but you're not ready to say nothing yet. You assume that you just overthinking. You don't want to self-sabotage a good relationship that you don't found. So boom, now he drops it to 75. And you speak on this one. You reach out to him and you like, hey, what's going on? You seem a little distant. Is everything cool? You just seem a little off. This shit is so devious. Now the man's response would typically be, I'm just dealing with a lot. When I'm going through stuff, I just like to isolate. When my energy low, I just like to distance myself so it don't rub off on you. Okay, so boom, he knows you peeped the shift, so he bumps it back up to 75. And you're grateful. You happy about this 5%. You like, oh, he's putting back in effort. I knew he cared about me. Whoop, just feeding the delusion. But oh boy, 5% is nothing. From 70 to 75, that's what, a couple FaceTime calls today. He gonna keep chopping. It's gonna keep getting lower. You probably at 65, 60, 55% by now. So you say something again, and get what he do? Bump it back up 5 more %. And you still grateful because you communicated something and he changed. But it's 5%, shawty. That's nothing. And he's just gonna keep chopping it. At this point, you at like 20%. But you so desperate to get back to that 100% that you thought were real. You like, please give me anything. And get what he do? He give you another 5%, and you still happy. Like, do y'all catch what's going on? The whole point of it is like this manipulative push and pull method. Like, give you a little bit, take a little bit more. But every time he's taking more and more away. He could give you, he could be at nothing, 0%, and you will be happy with that 5%. And I'm gonna give y'all an example just so I can peep how small 5% is. It's that random text you get. Hey, shawty, just thinking about you. Hope your day going well. How your mama doing? It could be a random swipe up on the story. You know what I'm saying? Some hard eyes. Some, hey, you look gorgeous right here. Woo. Take this shit down. Woo. Like, the game has always been the game. And the only way to beat this is to believe him when he shows you who he is. A man that cares about you, he's not going a day without talking to you. There's no way that he's finna cut communication because he going through something. He gonna want you a part of that. But y'all know the drill, man. Like, comment, follow. Tell me what else y'all want to know.
Hey y'all, so I wanted to play this video of this former, quote unquote, former Dusty. But once you're a Dusty, you're always a Dusty. Your dustiness will always be in your DNA. And with these quote unquote reformed Dusties or reformed players coming to change the game and all of a sudden now want to give women the game because now they're retired. They're not helping women out because they genuinely give a damn about women. Because what all of a sudden makes them want to give a damn about a woman if they never gave a damn about a woman and they were maliciously out here hurting women and were evil as hell, just like this guy? They're not doing this to put women on game. They're doing this for profit. So ladies, just be careful when listening to these men, quote unquote, put you on game because they used to play the game. Once a player, always a player. Once a dusty, always a dusty. So beware when you're listening and supporting these type of men. They're only trying to benefit off of you monetarily. Now let's break down some of the things, but just in case if you weren't listening close enough. He talked about consistency. We were taught as women that if a man would, he will, right? If a man likes you, he's going to show up every day and be consistent. So you have that in your head that if he's showing up for me consistently, then he really, really, really likes me. And they're right. It does take 3 months because we were taught a long time ago as young girls, the 3-month rule, the 90-day rule, preserve yourself, make him get to know you, make him like you, make him get to know who you are, and then he'll fall for you. We have been lied to, ladies. You have been lied to. That is not the case with these men today, okay? Sex has become too accessible. They have become sex with women have become too easy where men do not value women. When men know that women are the value, but they will never let you know that. And they will never let you think that for too long. They'll give you 3 months to think that you are the queen of all queens, to worship the ground that you on. And after those 3, and I would say after 3 to 5 months, the real mask will fall off. Especially if they already got sex from you. I've always had a 3-month rule for myself. Even 4-month rule. I didn't sleep with anybody unless that was like, I knew that was my man. We were in some type of like relationship. But this just goes to show that we can as women be delusional because he said he will show up consistently. He will give you 3 months of his time just to get what he wants from you. And once he got you, once he knows that you are all full in, you not going nowhere, it's not going to be easy for you to leave. That is when the mask falls off. This just shows that ladies, never be scared to leave a situation. Never have fear that, if I leave, because stop gaslighting yourself. We gaslight ourselves. I've gaslit myself so many times. I manipulated myself so many times. I try to convince myself. I felt like, hey, this guy is being different. He's changing up. He's switching up on me. I don't know about this. Am I tripping? Maybe I shouldn't be tripping like that. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he's going through stuff. Maybe I shouldn't be as clingy. Maybe I'm being clingy. Maybe I'm asking for too much. I mean, he did give me all this time. And then why would he change? Right? Right? You're gaslighting yourself. Women, we do have an intuition, but what happens with that intuition is that we tend to gaslight ourselves and tell ourselves, no, this is not, no, he's this, well, this has been good up until this far. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm asking for too much. No, you're not asking for too much from him. Something has changed. And a man a long time ago told me, when your partner is cheating on you, you know how you know your man is cheating on you? You know how your man is not being consistent with you no more? Changes in their patterns. There's always going to be a change in their patterns. So if they weren't true to what they were doing, they're going to ultimately switch up. Their pattern is going to change. They're not going to be sending you those good morning texts anymore. It's going to go to afternoon texts. And then the afternoon texts go to evening texts. And then next thing you know, you're only getting a good night text. Or maybe you was getting 3 phone calls a day. Now it's down to like text messages. You know the changes. And you bring them up slowly. And then he gaslights you. And then you gaslight yourself. So never be scared to leave a situation that no longer serves you. You are a queen. You are a woman and you deserve better. And you honestly walk in the path of a goddess. When you walk like you are a goddess and you know that you are God's gift to this earth and that men should be even worthy to even have access to a woman. But what happened was men have had too much access to women where they don't even value the women. And now the women don't even value themselves. But once you start to actually realize your true inner power as a woman and just being and know that you harvest such a abundance of energy within inside of yourself, you know that okay, this guy is not working. He's not worshiping the ground that I'm walking on. I got to dip. I got to go. And that is my mentality. And that's something that men try to keep you from having that type of mentality because they're scared that once women actually go back to finding their self-value and wake up from this delusion, they're in trouble. they're in trouble. They're not going to be able to play this game. So little did they know, they're talking too damn much, but they're doing it for profit. They're stupid. They don't care. So we're going to take what they're saying and we're going to take it seriously. We're not going to be like, that's not my man, or that's not all men. No. Men are telling you who they are time and time again, and many of you guys will not believe it. Many of you won't listen. Many of you are listening through goggle ears. We're just going to call them goggle ears at this point, because they're telling on themselves. They're telling the game time and time again. And the ones that are telling the game are profiting off of women and their vulnerability to want to know more, right? He's not doing this because he has a good heart. He's doing this because he wants money and profit for being a deviant this whole time and breaking women's hearts. So I'm not going to give this man his props. I still think that he's a dusty, and he will always be a dusty, because the pain that he's probably caused so many women, those women are probably still trying to heal from. And now he has a platform. Anyways, back to stop repeating yourself. So if you tell a guy something and you mention that he's not showing up the way he was showing up, and like you said, that push and pull game, and you tell him, hey, this is what I require, and if you're not going to do that, let me know and I can go my own way. Man, okay, he give you a little bit. You start to see him slip and do it again. This is when you actually need to stand up for yourself. You're too busy trying to stand up to him and convince him your self-worth when you need to be convincing yourself your self-worth. You need to show him better than you tell him. Never be scared to walk away. Never be scared to leave. Never think you're not going to ever get that type of treatment again. And stop being scared of being alone. Stop being scared. Don't listen to society. Oh, no. What you should be scared of is wasting your time with the wrong person, and he's in the way of the right person that's going to come along in your life. That's what you should be scared of. And this just goes to show, men will play the long game with you. He's going to see it through. He's going to see it through. He will play the long game, right? So the 3-month rule, you can just throw that out the door, because they're going to play a long game. I've known men who will literally wait decades to sleep with you. They'll play the long game because you're something that they're hunting for, right? Then when he said the excuse of men saying, well, he's going through something. This is what I've learned after being in relationships, long-term relationships with men, because most of my relationships were long-term. When he's going through something, the best thing you can do is leave him alone. When a man is going through financial problems, or he's dealing with a mental battle, you would think being there for him is the best thing to do, right? Only if he's open to it. But what tends to happen time and time again, even with my friends, them dealing with a man that's going through, quote unquote, fighting demons, or going through a battle with his mind or something with his job, and he's unhappy, the best thing you could do is leave him alone, because what tends to happen is he wants to drain your energy. He is not happy with himself, so he's going to also bring you down with him. He's not going to be this chipper, same guy that he used to be. He's not going to be pulling in the way he used to pull in. He is going to pull you down with him. Instead of him looking at you and saying, you know what? Yeah, I want to see the better side of things. Nope. He is going to pull you down with him. The best thing you can do when a man is having financial problems is leave him alone. If he's going through a mental battle, leave him alone. Let him figure that shit out by himself. Stop trying to save these men and stop trying to be their fucking mom. Stop trying to be their mom. Leave him alone. And don't be feeling like, oh, I don't want to abandon him. No, he needs time to figure he is a man. Let him be a man. Stop trying to come in and save a man from himself. If he's going through something, let him go through that and figure it out on his own. Because what's going to tend to happen is he's going to resent you. I've been in situations where I've been with a guy and he was going through things, and what they'll do is they'll resent you for being you. They'll resent you because they know they can't afford you anymore. They'll resent you for wanting nice things for yourself. They'll resent you for going out and simply buying stuff for yourself because they can't do it for you. They'll resent you because if you get a pay raise at your job and they're struggling, or some things are happening, good things are happening in your life, they're not going to be genuinely happy for you. They're not. Because men and women are very different, and they think very differently. When your girlfriend is going through some stuff, you know you can, hey girl, like, let's go get drinks or let's go do this. That is not the same thing for men. Men, when they're down in the dumps, you want to be away from them. You want to let them figure it out and stop babying them, stop trying to save them, and stop trying to be their mother. Okay? You also know when the relationship is dying. So again, stop gaslighting yourself. You know, you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your chest, you feel it in your stomach, you feel it in your gut. Your gut is your first brain. And if your gut is telling you something, then that's the first one you need to believe. If you're having dreams about it, it's a sign that it's trying to tell you to leave this relationship alone. But what tends to happen is, time and time again, you lie to yourself and you gaslight yourself and you manipulate your own self. He doesn't need to manipulate you. The game was already done. He just gave you a good time for those couple of months and showed you who he wanted you to see. And now you are going to lie to yourself. I remember being on the cruise season, and I remember Trill would say, if a woman likes you enough, you ain't got to lie to her. She'll lie to herself. And that is so true, because so many women are delusional, and we will lie to ourselves and we'll lie to people around us and convince everyone around us, this is not what it is. This is how he is. This is how amazing. We, time and time again, are like programmed to protect men, protect our relationships, but we're taught last to protect ourselves. We're taught to protect ourselves physically, but what about mentally? Let's start protecting ourselves mentally from the mind games out here, because it is some snakes and some deviants and degenerates and dusties out here that are preying on you. And then after they prey on you and get tired of you and use you up, they'll go on to the next woman to prey on. Not go and treat her better. No, he's going to give her those same couple of months he gave you. And then he's going to go back to his behavior and ways. That does not just go away. So, like he said, when somebody show you who they are, you believe them the first time. Most of my relationships, I'll take accountability on that. Those past relationships, they have definitely showed me who they were. The mask has definitely failed. But what I tended to do was try to say, well, that was that incident. Or, well, there were more good times than bad times. Well, I can say that he's done this and I compared him to my past. Stop comparing these men to your past if you know your past experiences hasn't been good. If you know you have not had a good past experience with men, why the hell are you comparing? Why are you comparing him to your past? That's like, well, yeah, he's a demon, but at least he's not Satan. You see the difference? Like, yeah, it's poison, but it's not rat poison. Like, yeah, it's going to kill you, but it's not a painful death. Stop comparing your past situation with your current one, especially if you didn't have not so good experiences. That's why there are some women who are able to just walk away from some guys, because they've been treated. They have had this type of princess treatment where if they're not getting it, they're like, oh no, I got to go. Men will follow your lead if you lead yourself. If you're leading yourself to say, this is what I want, this is what kind of treatment I have, I'm not tolerating it, I'm not dealing with it, I'm not asking you to be here, you came up to me. That's why women should never chase men. Men should always be the pursuers, because then you change up the game. If you're pursuing them, just leave that out the door. I would never pursue a man. I would never come up to a man and no. Why? Don't forget your crown. Remember who you are. Lead yourself first. Protect yourself first. You're too busy trying to protect relationships and protect certain things and other people when you need to protect yourself first. How do you protect yourself first? You can continue watching this channel. You can educate yourself. You can read books. You can learn psychology. You can keep learning about male psychology. You can learn about yourself and spirituality and tap into yourself. When you start really tapping into yourself and protecting yourself and saying, once you realize nobody in this world will protect you, and if you can't protect yourself, no one will care to protect you. No one cares about your pain. Nobody cares about what you've been through. You have to care. You are your first protector. You are your first leader. Your life, where your current life is right now, is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So if you're not liking where you're sitting at right now, and you feel distraught about a situation, and you're hurt about a situation, I just advise you to say, I am now going to take charge of my life. I try to let my parents lead me. I try to let men lead me, relationships lead me, school lead me, society lead me. It's time to start leading myself. So I want you to start writing down what you want for yourself without a man, without a relationship, without societal pressure, without stigmas, without any of that. Stop writing down what you think people want from you and actually write down what you want for yourself. And then ask yourself, why do you want it? And then read that and actually see if you're being delusional or not. Like if you're saying, I just want a family. Why do you want a family? Because I feel lonely. Why do you feel lonely? If you think a family and kids will fix the loneliness, baby, you're going to be in a rude awakening. Because you can have a relationship and a house full of children and still feel lonely. So you got to ask yourself, why? Why? And why is this where is this stemming from? Where is this coming from? And is this real? Or are you being delusional? Because you are and your purpose here on earth is much bigger than what you're lowering yourself to be. So cut the communication with whoever you're dealing with, and they're not showing up for you. They're not being consistent for you. And stop gaslighting yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stand up for yourself. Lead yourself. Love yourself. Pour into yourself. Carry yourself like the queen you are. Take care of yourself. Go to the gym. Eat better. Lift yourself up spiritually. You can't expect anybody to love you if you're not loving yourself first. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And if you made it to the end, please give this video a likes up and comment below. And if you have any advice for any women out there, men or women, about this commentary today or what the guy, aka former Dusty, had to say, go ahead and comment below. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.